Hi, have a nice lunch. I was speaking in Spokane, Washington the other day, and they told me that they don't listen to these videos at lunch, they listen to them at breakfast. Because when it hits the East Coast mailboxes at 11 in the morning, as we try to each day, it hits the West Coast mailboxes at 8. So whether it's breakfast or lunch, come on in and let's talk. I want to talk today about the ultimate hypocrisy of the AARP, the American Association of Retired Persons. This organization has a very proud heritage. It goes back in really influence to the 60s and 70s. And in the 1970s, it took the lead in solving the problem of elderly poverty. Back then, about a third of the people who were poor in the United States were over the age of 65. Now none of them are. All of poverty is now under 65 because the AARP got Richard Nixon to propose and Congress to pass automatic cost of living adjustments on Social Security so that every year the check increases as the cost of living increases. That's the 45 cents extra that people sometimes contend that they get in their checks. But really, it does keep pace with inflation, and it solved the problem of elderly poverty. But since then, the AARP is absolutely sold out. What happened was that after Medicare was passed, the association made a good living selling Medigap insurance. It's the main organization that sells that. And it gets a huge amount of money in revenues from selling Medigap insurance. And it's become an insurance company. The AARP no more sticks up for the elderly than Allstate or State Farm or Travelers or any other insurance company does. And yet they masquerade as an organization advocating the needs of the elderly. We first got clued into this when they endorsed Obamacare. The program cut Medicare by $500 billion, imposed rationing on the elderly, reduced the elderly's access to medical care. It's going to force end-of-life decisions that are cruel and really not pro-life. And the AARP was for it. They endorsed it. They campaigned for it like crazy. Why did they do that? Well, because Obama cut a deal with them. They fear Medicare Advantage, which was initiated by Bush 43. And that's a program that is an alternative to Medigap insurance. And it provides much better coverage, much fuller range of services, sophisticated managed care and integration of medical care, and basically was robbing the AARP of its Medigap revenues. So AARP told Obama, you kill Medicare Advantage and we'll endorse your program no matter how much you're going to cut Medicare. It was outrageous. And now, can you believe it? The head of policy for the AARP has said he is open to cuts in Social Security benefits. Absolutely astonishing. The exact opposite of what his constituency wants and needs. And listen, let's face it, Social Security did not cause the budget deficit we're in, just like Medicare didn't cause it. Social Security benefits have gone up by 14% since Obama took office. Medicare has gone up by 16%. Welfare-based entitlements like Medicaid have gone up by 54%, and regular government spending has gone up by 41%. That's what's causing the deficit. And they talk about how Social Security might run out of money in the future. When I worked for Clinton, everybody was talking about that, and every year the death date would move back 2 or 3 years. Now I think it's 2037. And that's purely conjectural. It's based on an assumption of low interest rates, which exists now, but probably won't exist in the future because the world, as we've talked about, is running out of capital. Most likely the demand for capital is going to exceed the supply and interest rates are going to go up. And that's bad news for the rest of us, but it's great for the Social Security Trust Fund, which will make more money on its investments. So the AARP absolutely is selling out. They're joined in that race to sell out by the American Medical Association that has long since stopped representing the needs and the views of America's doctors and surgeons and physicians. So that organization, the AARP, really takes the cake for masquerading as an advocacy group and, in fact, being an insurance company. By the way, we have a really great cartoon on the website. We'll send out in emails today that really articulates this case in a way that will crack you up. So have a nice lunch, and thanks for listening.